Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Hastly Kayfabed recap for December the 14th, 2016. As you could clearly hear, I'm in no condition to do this show today. So, I will, and with Reid chasing Minnie Mouse to look up her skirts all over Disney World, it's going to be up to our other three hosts to keep the show going. Starting with Lou. Lou, that's your cue. Will.
I'd better take over on this one.
Yeah, I'm going.
I'm take over on this one, considering I actually wrote most of the news this time.
All right, though, I'm going to just quietly mute my mic.
Okay, we'll let you know when you need to come back.
I'm still going to be here listening. I'm just.
Well, yeah, in terms of the mute, but just make sure the thing's still recording.
It is.
Okay. All right. So the first thing that I saw was a rumor coming up. WWE is possibly mulling the idea of having a women's Royal Rumble at the upcoming 2017 Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that would be like 30 households without their dishes done.
Oh, gosh. John is apparently in one of those moods today. Lou, you wanted to avoid heat today? Are you sure?
I don't know who that John is. I believe that's Douchebag Dave.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, like I say, great. We're gonna get flagged by Viacom now. They've already flagged one guy, for putting on Beavis and Butthead from the Sega Genesis. I'm not sure what the fuck now.
Yeah, they went after the video game nerd for the Beavis and Butthead episode.
They also went after Cinema Snob.
Jeez.
So yeah, over using an account that I'm not sure is a real account. Anyway, the next one is exciting. The next bit of excitement is exciting for everybody because apparently this is important. Cody Rhodes has officially joined the Bullet Club in New Japan as he is unveiled as the American Nightmare. My response, is he going to come out in white with purple polka dots or purple with white polka dots?
Well, remember, Dustin did the American Nightmare gimmick for a while.
Did he?
Yeah, and in that Turner land that no one watched during that era at WCW.
Are you talking about that when he was like 6 or whatever, or Sin or whatever the fuck?
After he did that, he started calling himself the American Nightmare when he was feuding with Terry Funk and all that.
Oh, jeez, that's funny.
That was like probably the only watchable thing during the last 2 years of WCW. Dustin's run down there. I mean, I'm being honest with you. That and the stuff with Terry Funk was amazing. You should check it out.
Now, Funk, despite his age, even at 70 years old, can still actually do stuff.
Hell, his finish is the chicken punch. He would put a chicken on his hand and freaking punch you.
Anyway.
Off track. Cody Rhodes kind of sucks he's involved with the Bullet Club, but...
Well, I think he'll add some necessary legitimacy to the Bullet Club. Because compared to the other two, compared to the other members in the Bullet Club, he's actually much better. He's not too good for the Bullet Club, but I think it's going to help him become a better worker. And in the long run, as long as he's not affected by super kick parties or a guy who really needs to hook up with Hulk Hogan and John Cena waifus, he should be okay.
By the way, what's freaking hilarious, speaking about that, for the new moves pack they put up for 2K17, they put in Kenny Omega's Hadouken Punch.
Oh, gosh.
I was like, wow, yes, I've been waiting for this to be available in 2K forever.
Yeah, really.
Bullet Club is still relevant. Bunch of fucking faggots, if you ask me.
We got
super kick parties and crotch grabbing, and not that I would do any of that stuff. I'm a big Hollywood star. By the way, I need to get a cheap plug-in. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is coming out next summer. Like, you should totally watch it.
God.
Well, douchebag Dave, don't forget your buddy Hunter used to point at his crotch all the time.
Yeah, and he's a faggot too.
Oh God!
He married a man.
No, he
You
didn't.
ever see Stephanie's Adam's apple?
Jeez.
It's 2016, sir. You shouldn't be going on like that.
Shit.
If you have a dick, you're a man. If you have a pussy, you're a woman. There's no in between.
Oh gosh.
Beautiful flowers of knowledge from douchebag Dave.
Douchebag Dave.
Yeah.
Apparently. Speaking of things that are injuring to us, Sawyer Fulton has been injured for some unknown reason. Apparently, it was an arm injury. I'm not sure what it was, but he may be out for months. And the reason why I put that in is due to the NXT report I put in later. But speaking of hospitalization, this will go up right up your alley, douchebag Dave. Kenny Starmaker Bolin. Starmaker has been hospitalized due to complications from his last surgery. I believe he was on a weight loss surgery. I don't know if it's a lap band or whatever. Because the man was big to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a gut, huh?
Well,
I bet you Kroger's happy.
Well, Kroger's probably well. Actually, that might give him more of an excuse to revive the meat scam. But Bolin is doing fine. He's been discharged recently, so we wish you so. Starmaker, if you're listening, I know your number one goal is to outlive Jim Cornette, but we'll see what happens. But we're glad you're doing fine, and I keep thinking the Prince and Catbox are two different people, but I think they're the same person. So we hope you and your family and your dogs are all doing fine.
And from Hollywood, douchebag Dave tells you and Jim Cornette, go fuck yourself. OVW is a waste.
Both of them would probably appreciate that. We'll have to get you a thank you, fuck you, bye t-shirt. Anyway,
there you go.
Speaking of more injuries, Zack Ryder has also been injured. He injured his knee during his match on SmackDown, which we'll talk about later, apparently.
Yeah, he fall on the apron at the end of that match.
At the end of the match?
It happened, you know where they did the spot where he lost his footing and came down on the apron?
Oh, geez.
Apparently that's where he jammed his knee.
Oh, jeez. Well, hopefully it's just a jam and nothing got torn. But he was on crutches. But
I know they said he was going in for MRIs.
Yes, yeah. Well, they're always going to do an MRI on something like that. But hopefully it's not as bad, and hopefully we'll get to see the Hype Bros do something other than watch Mojo Rawley get coked out of his mind.
Well, the best was freaking oh my god, Kurt Hawkins sent him a get well tweet. Where he was like, so you hurt your knee during the match, or did you tweak your knee from carrying Mojo for the past year and a half?
Oh, fuck. Oh, God.
Great stuff. You can tell that.
Well, that leads us into last week's NXT. Wow, that was quick news. Is there any other news that we have to go over, or?
That's something we're going to say for the end.
Gotcha. Okay. All righty.
Yeah,
okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is coming out next summer.
I hear this movie called Rogue One's coming out next week.
Don't worry, Guardians is going to blow it out of the water.
Okay. All righty. All righty.
Anywho.
You're seeing me crank up a middle finger while I'm doing that just for shits and giggles. Just like your favorite person, Star-Lord. Anyway.
NXT 367.
NXT 367. Well, there are a lot of notes I put in this one just because there's a lot of different things going back and forth. First, we have the celebration of DIY. You know, they're out in the audience. They got the title belts. They're all happy. And they're about to say something, and they get interrupted by the authors of interruption. Paul Ellering tries to make a speech how they're undefeated. They won the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, and then they get interrupted by the Revival. The Revival then get pushed down by the authors of pushing people. We don't know why, and then just sort of nothing. So DIY doesn't get to talk at all at this point. We then go on to a match. No Way Jose and the current Cruiserweight champion, Rich Swann, go up against Sanity, which is odd because normally it's Alexander Wolf and Sawyer Fulton. But due to the injury that I talked about earlier of Sawyer Fulton, Eric Young steps in.
And get some TV time too. So
yeah, well, I'm glad Eric got some TV time, and also because of this, the way they kayfabed it, Eric Young picks up the phone.
There's a word we call people like Eric Young. We call them vanilla midgets.
Apparently, today's episode is the Heat episode. But they kick Sawyer Fulton out of Sanity. He spits on the jacket, he stomps on it, throws out of the ring. Sanity defeats the team of Tiger Jackson and Eddie Gordo with that Eric Young neckbreaker thingy. I don't know what the hell it's called. But there was outside interference from a huge big man named Damo, who's apparently a big Irishman.
Yeah,
and I guess he's gotten some good props so far. Hopefully, he won't get held back like Becky Lynch was because Bucky Beaver.
Yeah, hey, Kevin Dunn too. Fuck that guy. Yeah.
Okay.
You're not the only one, douchebag Dave.
Let's see here. We do have some William Regal announcements. Due to the craziness of the tag team title agenda, the Revival will get their rematch against DIY on the January 11th edition of NXT. The winners of that match will face the authors of Party Pooping at the NXT TakeOver San Antonio.
And that pretty much summed that up.
That pretty much summed that up. Yep, pretty much. However, we also get an interruption from Ty Dillinger, who is about to hand in his resignation. However, Regal also announced a tournament for next week. There will be 4 singles matches that will be happening, and those winners will go into a Fatal 4-Way match. The winner of that Fatal 4-Way will become the #1 contender for the NXT Championship, and Ty Dillinger was the first announced wrestler in the tournament. There was a neat little thing of Nikki Cross eyeing the NXT Women's Championship. He gets thrown off by Asuka with the crazy smiles. So it'd be nice to see the 2 crazy women going in there. I think Nikki will get run over like everyone else that Asuka goes up against, but it's nice to see that she's getting it. Say again?
It'd be nice to see them get a decent little match, though.
Yeah, it'll be nice to see them getting a decent little match, And again, it plays along with the crazy thing because they're both crazy in different ways. Did you have a good piss?
That White Castle.
And that sums up this episode, folks.
As you were saying.
Well, actually, that pretty much sums up the next match. Ember Moon defeats Kimberly.
The perfect timing, Dave.
Oh, jeez. And then we find out that that tournament that William Regal talked about is actually going to happen next week. Ty Dillinger will go up against Eric Young. Elias Sampson will go up against Roderick Strong. Hey, actually, those are not deserving of farts. These are actually going to be pretty good matches, I think. Oni Lorcan versus Bobby Roode, and Andrade Cien Almas versus No Way Jose again. Speaking of the farts that never ends, we have a replay of Shinsuke Nakamura against Samoa Joe in Osaka, Japan. And that's how many ribbons were thrown out when Shinsuke was announced. As we announced last week, Shinsuke did defeat Samoa Joe in Japan. He is now a two-time NXT champion. However, there will be a rubber match in the feud that never ends between these two. Nakamura versus Samoa Joe for the NXT championship will be in a steel cage match in Melbourne, Australia. The results will be shown tonight, actually, on NXT 368. People probably already know who won, but who gives a fuck at this point?
Yeah,
Not me.
So why don't we move on to Douchebag Dave's favorite segment, which is Raw.
Oh boy.
Hold on a second. I got a quick Raw recap.
I thought that was the precursor.
I guess that's the New Day match.
Okay. weren't there two New Day matches, I guess?
That was the first New Day match.
That was the first New Day match. Okay.
It was a second.
Now you're just trying too hard. Shit. But I can actually talk about something good on Raw, but we can talk about the bad shit first, I suppose.
You gotta get the bad shit out the way.
Yeah, apparently they took a couple of porch monkeys and had them break Demolition's record. It's a damn shame. And then they went on Twitter with this picture with black excellence. Yeah, if a white wrestler said it, they'd be fired. I should know.
Oh God.
And my buddy Hulk, remember when he got fired because he called somebody a nigger? And it was in private. He got fired. But he's making $31 million, so it's all good in the hood, homie.
Send all your heat and hate mail, care of Douchebag Dave.
Yeah,
somewhere in New Jersey. Somewhere in Hoboken, New Jersey.
Don't send it here.
That's why I said send it to New Jersey, probably next to Mr. America's house.
There you go.
Send it to Douchebag Dave, Kerosene, Hollywood, California.
That's nowhere near me, so I'm okay.
I would have said courtesy of your mom's underwear drawer, but that's enough of that.
Yeah, that too.
All right. So apparently there was this whole thing about New Day going through a gauntlet, and they won the gauntlet, including beating Jericho for some bizarre reason. They really probably didn't need to be in the match. But there was something on Raw that I did happen to catch, and that was a promo between Mick Foley and Sami Zayn.
Hey, hold on a second. Remember D-Generation X in the tag division?
Yes, actually.
Not even the DX killed it in one night.
Well, they actually had a good tag team also.
Tag team division.
They also had a good tag team also. Outlaws were fantastic.
Basically, they defended against Cesaro, Sheamus, and the club. During the celebration, Stephanie got some wine spilled on her. So she put them in another match against Jericho and the Shield, and they wound up beating them as well.
That's nothing. I hear Stephanie's a squirter.
Good night, everybody.
So great. So now what's WWE? Again, send all your heat to Douchebag Dave.
I gave you fair warning.
Yes, I know. Okay, so there was that good promo bit, and I watched that, and I thought that was definitely necessary for Sammy, whether or not he wins the match, because they're actually I guess the match that they're going to do isn't going to be can you beat this guy, it's going to be can you survive against him.
10 minutes, I think that's the stipulation.
10 minutes. You got to last 10 minutes.
It's going to be good. It's going to be interesting to see.
Yes.
That broad's going to kill him. He's going to squash him.
Well, as long as
he vanilla midget.
As long as he squashes him for 10 minutes, then we're okay. But anyway, I guess I don't know what else happened on Raw other than the craziness and wine spillage and whatever. So let's move on to SmackDown because that's a whole lot better.
Yes, it was.
I'd totally do Bailey from the back.
Her fiance would have something to say about that.
Not the face, because that would count as anal too.
Anyway, Ellsworth was unable to compete for the title match due to having the flu.
Yeah, that was how they opened.
They're I guess they're having fun with that one, I suppose.
That's how they're covering up AJ's injury.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. And of course, at the end, I guess there was an elimination match for the number one contender for the title, which involved 4 people. It's nice to see elimination matches. I like elimination matches better than, say, the first person to get a pin or submission wins. I like that a lot better. So that was good. I hope Miz was the first one eliminated.
Yeah, it adds more drama to the match as well.
He was.
Oh, good. I hope he got squashed like the buggy is. Poor Simon.
One match that I have to talk about is the fact that Luke Harper actually got the opportunity to shine, to be a part of that.
I noticed that. I was like, wait a minute, Luke Harper was in this also? That's interesting. I'm surprised it wasn't Bray Wyatt.
Well, remember, they're keeping it that the whole thing is Bray and Orton are the tag champs. So.
True, but at the same time. So why is there...
By the way, take it from me, that Orton's a real asshole.
I didn't know you were in the Marines.
Remember, he was my partner. I had to carry his sorry ass.
Did he shit in your bag, Dave?
Yes, he did.
Of course he did. So explain poor Simon Gotch to me.
I didn't put that. I don't know.
I did. He was eliminated like in the first 30 seconds of the match.
Oh, this must have been the tag match for the number one contenders for the tag titles. Okay. Yeah. So at least the Hype Brothers are worth something now because they're going up for the tag titles. That'll be good. And then I guess Becky Lynch defeats Alexa Bliss via countout. So of course that'll lead into another match that they'll need to have later on, which is fine. I think Bliss and Lynch will be a good feud for a little bit.
Bliss is coming to her own.
Yeah, and honestly, I think it's helped that she's gone heel. I was futzing around on the WWE Music YouTube thing, and I found out that she actually had 2 theme musics, and the one that they put on the SmackDown list for the roster was her babyface theme that she had in NXT. And I was like, that's not her theme. Wait a second. What does that have to do? I mean, and it sounded like really clean and poppy and all that kind of stuff. And then I found her other theme, which I guess they decide apparently evil equals dubstep. So they do what I call the dubstep gun from Saints Row 4. I don't know if anybody's ever. By the way, yeah. So I think honestly that helped. Who cares about the Harley bit? I mean, I'm glad she's gotten away from that now. The hair's a little longer. She's really coming into her own, and it's definitely helping her out being the heel champion. And I think between the 2 of them, they're going to be okay for a while.
Yeah, Alexa Bliss is the type of girl you just want to grab by those pigtails and fuck her in the ass.
I see. Hang on just a second.
Oh, that buzz is your mom calling me.
Oh, jeez. And because of the match that we talked about earlier, Dolph Ziggler of all people, becomes the number one contender for the world. Go ahead.
The guy who's been speaking to the IC champion for the past 3 months.
has become the #1 contender for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Please let him win this.
I doubt it.
I doubt it. I doubt it. But please let him win this. Even though I love AJ as champion. I love AJ as champion. Just to have him have the belt once as World Heavyweight Champion, not as WWE World Heavyweight Champion. That particular prestige of that belt, to have him as part of that pantheon would be great. I know he was World Heavyweight Champion before, but to have that particular belt, I think, will be fantastic for him. But at the same time, I like AJ. I don't think they're going to take the belt off of AJ. So
not for a while.
So which is good.
Back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, there you go. So I'm okay with that.
So yeah, we got to mention that too. They announced that Cena is going to be back in 2 weeks.
Oh. So this leads us into the thing that comes after SmackDown, and I forgot to make that a 3 as opposed to a 2, but that's okay. 205 Live, which I'm not sure is as live as people think it is.
Oh, the Spot Monkey Show.
I'll actually agree with that remark for a little bit.
That's actually entertaining.
So
see them flip around and do their flippy stuff, and it's kind of awesome.
And you're the one who hates the Young Bucks.
It'd be even more awesome once one of them gets hurt.
Oh, okay. There we go. That's what I thought. So there's an announcement at the beginning of the program at Roadblock. There will be a triple threat match for the WWE Cruiserweight Championship. Rich Swann will defend his title against both TJ Perkins and the Brian Kendrick, who's, I guess, the lightest of the three at 157 pounds.
I'm happy she'll cut his hair.
Yeah, his hair's pretty long. I'll admit that, but he can get away with it. He
looks like he takes his clothes from the Salvation Army.
Well, I suppose that's a form of piracy. Anyway, Jack Gallagher defeats Drew Gulak. It was actually a pretty good match. Gallagher also has a bit of a. They're trying to develop a feud between him and the other guy, Persian Lion.
Yeah, Daivari.
The other Daivari, as opposed to the first Daivari. And I guess he's trying to develop a little bit of heat. I think Mustafa Ali does a better job of getting heat. Speaking of which, he had a match with Lince Dorado, which ended in a double countout. That was a first. I haven't seen a double countout in a very long time.
Really.
And while I think the feud is nice, the match wasn't. There was a lot of slowdown. You could definitely see a lot of choreography in there. It's going to take some time for those two to get used to it. I think Lince is too fast for Ali. And so I think Ali needs to work with either someone a little slower or something else. I'm not really sure. He's not the full package just yet, but he will get there, I think. However, there was a vignette, and this actually makes me excited. The Japanese buzzsaw. Yoshihiro Tajiri is officially coming back.
I am so happy for this.
All 42 years of him, or however old he is. I think he's in his 40s, though, but still.
He can still go.
He can still out wrestle half the main roster.
Yeah, no shit. But there were only 3 matches, and of course the third match was a non-title match, TJ Perkins versus Rich Swann, which Perkins wins. Of course, we have Kendrick to come out and commentate during the entire match. Again, I have to say, Austin Aries, I'm going to miss him when he leaves the announce table and goes to beat the crap out of everybody in the Cruiserweight division. But he does such a good job on that team.
The fresh air like the wind out of my ass.
Well, we already heard the wind out of your ass earlier. By the way, you do know what a windjammer is, right?
Yeah. You know what a muffler is?
What you use to stop a windjammer?
Yeah.
That you didn't have a comeback for that. Anyway, that pretty.
I'm not going to pay a lot for my muffler.
Oh God!
And by the way, I hope you enjoy all your Mexican wrestlers because they're going to be deported once Trump gets in January.
Well, Dorado's Puerto Rican, so we don't have to worry about that. But still, that's just God. Today is the Heat episode. There's your title for it, Ty. It's the Heat episode. So
we can do that because apparently there's this guy. His name is Reid. We can't do nothing with him here, so now we can get away with stuff because he's not here.
Oh God!
He's in Disney World chasing after Donald Duck because he wears no pants.
Oh God!
Donald Duck's got his schlong hanging out. Pretty cool. Wish I could do that.
You know, I've always thought I related most to Kermit the Frog because I've had to keep control of most of these yahoos. Anyway, that pretty much ends the wrestling. Actually, kind of burst right through this. I think a lot of it is mostly because we only have 2 people here and 1 douchebag, and 1 person's sick and the other one's out running around at Disney World.
Yeah, apparently
Disneyland.
we were joined by the Crypt Keeper for a while.
Yeah, well, hey, that does it. So there really has
Tales from the Crypt. That was an awesome show. I wish it would come back.
Oh God.
No, you don't want that to come back, Douchebag Dave. You've ruined enough of our best things.
Oh God. Yeah, really. So I guess
they're going to bring back Heathers with a bunch of transgenders. It's disgusting.
I didn't know you paid attention to Shannon Doherty. Anyway, I guess we're moving on to our
cancer.
our predictions today. Our predictions for Roadblock. Of course, I have no clue who's gonna fucking win, just because. Yeah,
with this pay-per-view, it's gonna be interesting.
This pay-per-view
is going to be interesting. It's just the fact picking the winners is going to be like, what the hell?
Yeah, I was going to say, this is most of these matches are revisits.
Yeah.
Hamish entered channel.
Just like, oh gosh, why?
There's one thing that we forgot to add too, because technically it's a spoiler to. Then again, by the time this goes up, Tribute to the Troops will be over. It's announced that Sheamus and Cesaro are going to be wrestling the New Day for the tag belts.
Oh, so we need to add that to the pay-per-view whatevers, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go ahead and add that while we're Raw Tag.
Fave, folks.
This is all done on the fly. What the hell? You get to hear the clickety clack of the keyboard.
Just to let you know, I'm picking all the black wrestlers to lose.
So you're picking Charlotte Flair to win then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's never been defeated at a pay-per-view.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. What was it?
Talk about black excellence. We're gonna see white power on Sunday.
Oh God.
Well, how do you like that, liberals?
Oh fuck. Which flag do you have hanging this time? You probably have the Broken Skull Ranch flag, probably.
I have the Stars and Bars, brother.
I didn't know they allowed that in Jersey.
I'm as free as a bird is.
Are we dealing with Douchebag Dave or Michael Hayes? Anyway,
hey, Michael Hayes is my best friend.
I see.
And just for your knowledge, Jimmy Jam was a free bird.
So that was your idea then?
No.
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 I just wrote that, Ty. I just wrote that, Ty.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Are we done?
No, you certainly are. Let's go on to our predictions.
Yeah, you're done. Let's get to the prediction.
Well, if Ty wants to add a column for Douchebag Dave's predictions, he can. We'll get John's later.
Yeah. I don't know this John, but he sounds like a real fag to me.
I think you got that part right.
Oh God. So I guess we're dealing with least importance to most important. So I guess we should start with the kickoff show with Big Cass versus Rusev.
That's a oh my God, who the hell cares match.
Well, they got to put the bathroom break match in there somewhere. I mean,
mind you, I didn't even count this match in our prediction sheet. It's just here, so.
Rusev needs this win so bad, it's ridiculous. The way that he's been getting squashed as of late.
Yeah.
But something tells me they're still going to give it to Cass.
I will go Rusev on this one just because I'm a moron. I'm past the point of caring. This card is just like, what?
Yeah, there's nothing that you can... You know what's sad about it, too? Besides the Iron Woman match, there's nothing else that you can say, oh, man, I'm really looking forward to this.
I'm not even looking forward to the Iron Woman match or the 30-minute Iron Woman or Iron Man match. And that's mostly because this is the feud that never ends.
Well, yeah.
You've already done it. You've already overdone it. It's like now, and I'm gonna sound like Bucky Beaver chewing on popcorn at this point, but I don't give a shit.
Well, everything else that went on tonight, that's the least of our worry.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
Well, you got the Seth Rollins Chris Jericho match.
I think that'll be good. I think that'll be good. I don't think it'll be great. I don't think it's going to steal the show, but I think it's going to be a decent match.
Oh, brother, there is.
I'd hate to be a sucker to pay $55 for that show.
Well, you know, hey.
The network exclusive ones.
Yeah, really. So, well, at least they claim it's a network exclusive.
Yeah.
We'll see on Sunday when I get the email from Fios.
There you go. So, I guess we should even. I'm going to put it lower than the Zayn match, just because I'm weird like that. I'll go Seth Rollins with that match.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Seth.
Gonna go with Seth.
Seth's going over.
No, we're all right. Then we go on to the squash match. Who survived? Well, I'm going to add a stipulation to this. So, Ty, pay attention to this. 1, does Sami Zayn survive the 10 minutes? 2, who wins? I'm going to say Sami Zayn survives, but I'm going to say Strowman gets the pin. Now, if it's just a survival and there's no winning element to it, there's no pin or submission element to it.
Yeah, Zayn's going to last the 10 minutes. That's the same way I see it.
Yeah, but if they decide to add in the pin or whatever element, let's throw that in there. Why not?
I still think it's way too early to have someone beat Braun. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's way too early to have someone beat Braun. He's starting to get on fire. He's starting to like squash, regular guys from the roster.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was just, poor fucking Joe Hennig. That's all I have to say about that one. Poor Joe Hennig.
Joe? I thought it was Mike.
Not Joe.
Oh, it was Joe?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought Mike I say that Strowman is going to squash Zayn like I squash basketballs.
Like you squashed Daniel Bryan, brother?
Yep.
God.
I didn't tap. I was reaching for the ropes. Fucking rough.
That happens, apparently.
Yeah, it happened to some guy named Corbin.
Yeah, but he actually had a decent match, but it required chairs to do it. So I guess we should go on to the Cruiserweight Championship match.
Swan's going to retain.
Swan's going to retain?
You know, he's hot. He's hot. As long as there's no backlash with the whole picture that went up, Swan's going to retain.
Picture?
That Black Excellence picture that Big E put up. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about that. Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
I'm gonna pick the non-black guy to win.
Well, that's two people. You can't pick two people.
Really?
Perkins is Filipino. He's not African.
I'll choose that guy.
Okay.
Stick with your own countryman, Dave.
Yeah, really. Us Filipinos, we're badasses.
Well, Perkins is from Los Angeles, so you know. I'll go with Swan as well to retain. I think Kendrick's a great teacher. I hope he gets the title back later on, but right now I think Swan is good to go there.
Yeah, Swan is all.
I wish he was literally on fire, hanging from a tree.
Are we just Yakko from the Warner Brothers at this point? Good night, everybody.
Pretty much.
I mean, next thing you know, fingerprints. I don't think so.
Not today.
Let's see.
By the way, I was driving around in my car and I saw a spook for real. It was a black guy wearing a bed sheet.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay.
Lou,
when Douchebag Dave makes you uncomfortable, I know there's something's up. Anyway, speaking of made uncomfortable, let's go on to the Raw Tag Team Championship. New Day versus Cesaro Sheamus. Please, please, please put me down for Cesaro Sheamus. I just want the belts off a New Day, please.
Yeah, really.
That's all. That's all I got to say about that. Lou?
I'm not going to let...
You're not going to...
Douchebag go off on that one. I'm just going to say we're going to go for freaking Sheamus. And we're both picking Sheamus and Cesaro.
Well, then let's go on to the Iron Woman match, Raw Women's Championship match, and the feud that never ends. Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. We already know Dave's pick. God.
Gotta tell you, the real loser of that match is going to be Sasha's husband when the dishes aren't done.
That's fucking awesome.
Oh, God.
The Iron Woman match is like two women fighting over a bag of Bloomingdale's.
You just dated yourself, Dave. I think Bloomingdale's been closed for like 30 years.
God. Now, if he said Burlington Coat Factory, maybe, but...
No, those would be two chimps fighting over a purse. At least where I come from.
Where do you come from? So we know where to send all the flaming bags of poo to.
Hood.
It'll go along with all your farts.
There you go, buddy.
Was I right when I said Hoboken? Anyway,
something like that.
I
honestly think Charlotte's going to win it back.
I think so too. I don't think it's because of the protection or anything. I just think she's going to get it back. But they need to end it here. Mm-hmm. They need to end the feud here.
We need Bailey needs her turn now.
Bayley needs her turn, and they need to stop the matches. I'll go on my own rant about what's going on between Sasha Banks and Charlotte.
Like the fact that you can hear the hot potato music in the background with the title belt.
If it were... No, that was the Hardcore Championship. This isn't hot potato. This isn't hot potato. This is DX with the European Championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have my own rant on that later. We can talk about that in a minute. And finally, the WWE Universal Championship that Carlos Colon is not involved in. Kevin Owens defends against the United States champion Roman Reigns. Owens win this one. No, hands down. Hands down.
Yeah, I'm picking Owens to win myself.
Well, we know your reasons why.
Why?
Because you're douchebag Dave.
Yeah. And Kevin Owens is the greatest heel of all time, second to myself. He told that kid off.
I did see that.
Hey, if you're a single parent, please stop asking for free stuff and pretending to be heartbroken. You're not getting anything, so sit down and close your legs.
God.
Don't you get enough from the government?
Yeah, really. My tax dollars are supporting your family, and you want more free stuff.
God.
You want something for free? Why don't you close your vagina? Stop making kids.
We could do
like Arby's roast beef sandwich.
Well, we could do the same. We could just say the same for you and cut your sausage. But hey,
hey, Melina was a good fuck. You hear that, Johnny? She was mine before she was yours.
I didn't know your name was Dave Bautista. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway. Why do you think my name is Douchebag Dave?
There you go. I didn't know you were Filipino.
Why would I plug Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is coming out this summer?
Summer. God.
I honestly are going to go with Reigns for this one.
Really? You think you're going to do a double? You think he's going to have two titles?
It's gonna be something they're probably going to do real quick to set up drama between him and Rollins.
That'd be interesting.
I'll go to say if Reigns doesn't win the title here, I think Reigns is going to win the Rumble.
Oh, we don't need that again. We're not even when The Rock can't even get you over, it's time to call it quits. In all seriousness. When The Rock can't even get you over as a face, it's time to call it quits.
So,
like I said, I'm going to go against the grain. I'm going to go for Roman.
Okay. And we will get the rest of the picks in an addendum later on in the show, maybe later on the channel.
Owens, Banks, Swan, Rollins, Zayn, and Cesaro, Sheamus.
Can we call an ambulance for the Crypt Keeper? He sounds like he's about to die.
Oh, God.
Give me a few minutes to drink this tea.
He might have a response. So,
this sounds better.
I just got the booking toilet.
Oh, you want to pull up the booking toilet?
Booking toilet.
All right, give me a second.
Douchebag Dave's been filling that all day.
Okay, the booking toilet is up.
I got a booking toilet idea. Put Brock Lesnar up against the Bullet Club for WrestleMania. Have him squash the entire batch of them.
Well, the current form
just want to see the Young Bucks cry as they go to Suplex City.
Even though I don't like Brock Lesnar because he's an asshole, I still want to see Brock kill somebody other than myself.
Well, we all Not everyone likes blast hard cheese, but you know it you know. So somebody had a rant of some sort. That wasn't mine.
Well, I figured I'll let you do your rant on the women's division before I go in on mine with the New Day.
Okay. All right. Well, I just sort of came up with this because it's only been an hour and we need to bitch about something. So I'll bitch about something. Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. You're overexposing everybody to the freaking feud. I'm sure Douchebag Dave would like the term overexposed, particularly with those two.
Just Charlotte.
But, and that's how I feel about this feud. You've now put them in every single type of match you can out there, with the exception of that freaking crazy WCW match where they electrified the cage.
They didn't put him in a bra and panties match yet. That's what I want to see.
Don't give him any ideas.
Don't give him any ideas. Never trust creative. Oh.
I do. They kept making me world champion.
In what? World champion in what? In what? In what? Wet turd firing? I mean, shit. Anywho, yeah, that's how I feel too. You've overdone them. You've overdone the types of matches. Yes, we get it. Women can do the same types of matches men do. We get it. But you've done it all in a row. So now you can't follow up with anything. It's like you follow up a shooting with a stabbing. What the hell? You can't do that. So now that you've overdone everything with just two people, now it's just going to seem cliche to see these types of matches now, and it sucks for the women's division.
There's one thing they haven't done yet, and that's Pace standing up.
Oh God. God. Well, you
know they could bring back the triple cage from WCW, but instead of a title belt, they could put one of those dishwashing gloves up there.
Oh, great! Now I've thought of something stupid that would be up Douchebag Dave's alley.
Go for it.
Well, they had coal mine glove on a pole match. Now it's a dishwashing glove on a pole match.
There you go.
God. And the match would be just as stupid as most of the shit he's been spewing out today.
Will has been corrupted by Douchebag Dave.
Corrupt nothing. Shit. I've been listening to Jim Cornette for years.
Yeah, I think Will listens to Jim Cornette so much, he's probably got a jacket and a tennis racket on right now, holding a can of Sprite.
No, but I do have Sprite in the other room. Anyway.
Did I ever tell you about Sin? She's a fat bitch.
Oh, God. Anyway, before we get hexed by the Wicked Witch of Kentuckiana, suffice to say, I'm not going to be tweeting out this show.
Probably not.
What the hell was that?
I just turned on the faucet.
Oh. Even I think this show's fucked up beyond all recognition. That's pretty much it for me. I mean, I wish they hadn't just thrown the two of them into every single match you could possibly think of and have the belt go back and forth. You lose legitimacy in the belt and you lose legitimacy in the matches. So you're losing legitimacy for the division.
And in the end, you just make their iconic feud that was supposed to be, wow, two women main eventing pay-per-views. You made it just another feud.
Yep. So.
And just remember, every kiss may begin with K, but every blowjob starts with a Mercedes.
Oh, God. We are.
I have no clue how much hate mail I'm going to get from Tumblr when I post this episode.
On Tumblr? You put this shit on Tumblr?
On Tumblr, really? What kind of fruitcakes are on Tumblr?
Actually, Tumblr could use the shake up at this point, but oh my god, Tumblr really. Anyway, so my rant is nothing compared to what I guess you guys have in store. So I'll shut up,
brother Beavis.
I'll shut up and occasionally hit Douchebag Dave in the head with a hammer every so often in case things get too out of hand.
Well, okay.
It's your favorite hammer, Dave. It's the one from Triple H.
Oh yeah, sledgehammer,
brother. It's the rubber sledgehammer, brother.
Yeah,
that one that bounced off a Sting at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. It bounced 10 feet high if you throw it far enough. You know they really make that sledgehammer out of silly putty and those atomic balls you get from the vending machine.
That explains a lot.
Including the wrench that Vader used, that Kane used on Vader at one point.
Oh yeah.
People don't remember that match though, because Kane comes out and uses a wrench on Vader, and the wrench bends.
Yeah, you see the freaking thing like bounce off his face. It's a No Way Out '98, I think.
I think it was, yeah. No Way Out of Texas.
Yeah, that was the one where Shawn pitched and moaned so he wouldn't have to do the job, so they stuck Savio Vega in the match. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have DX and then you have Savio Vega. What is wrong with that picture?
Oh man. But okay. Let's drop the gimmicks. Stop the bullshit. There's something that I need to personally get off of my chest. You know, back when the gimmicks started, I honestly thought the New Day wasn't going to go anywhere. You know, it was basically something like a spoof on the church. You guys remember the vignettes, don't you?
Not anymore. I've slept since then. Memory fades.
To be fair, I did rewatch them, so yeah, I do remember them.
But, you know, they sat there and they took something that, quite frankly, it's like, you know, CM Punk has said it about Gallows, you know, in a couple of interviews that he does every once in a while where somebody taking chicken shit and making chicken salad.
Yes. But it's still chicken shit.
Well, it's still chicken shit, but I mean, it's just a fact. And you know something? Say what you will about the three guys. Xavier Woods, and I know you're going to groan when I say this, but Xavier Woods is one of the most underrated talents in the WWE.
I probably wouldn't groan about that. It's just that you don't see it.
Mm. If you watch a lot of his stuff from when him and Lethal were a tag team in TNA as Lethal Consequences and a lot of his work from the indies, Xavier can go.
Hell, even some of his matches they had on SmackDown against John Cena and AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm. Xavier can go. Kofi, I don't need to tell anybody that Kofi can go. The fact that Kofi hasn't had even a world heavyweight title run is a crying shame. And bottom line, when this whole gimmick is over, the New Day thing, I think Big E's going to be the breakout star. So they took something, it was a stereotype. They took it, they added their own unique twist to it, to the whole unicorn team. The entire time, they could have sat here and played the race card and said, this is why we're being treated like crap. But they didn't. They took it, they made it work. Not one time did they make excuses for themselves or anything like that. It was a slow build, but the New Day became over. I became a fan of theirs. This Monday, after breaking Demolition's record, you know.
So before you get into that, so kind of like the Hart Foundation in a way, where they just kind of got put together out of shits and giggles, or in the case of Bret Hart, you know, as a favor to his father.
Yeah.
Pretty much, this started as Vince McMahon's idea all three of them knew this was destined to fail, but since even in the post-match interview, both Xavier and Big E admitted if New Day failed, they were pretty much unemployed.
Yeah.
They took it, they made their own, and well, 2 years later, as of the as of today, they're currently the longest reigning tag team champions in WWE history. Single reign. I think Demolition still has combined reigns, and Mr. Fuji still has the longest single combined reign at 900 plus days. Kofi's catching up with 810.
But I digress. After Raw on Monday, knowing that the entire, I don't want to sit there and make this a political thing, but it needs to be said. The way things have been lately with the Black Lives Matter movement, that ridiculous joke that it is. I don't care if anyone gets offended that I say that. But it's the truth. It's a fucking joke. All lives matter. It has nothing to do with what race you are, whatever. We're all fucking people.
You'll hear me complain. I'm the black dude in the room. And to be fair, this is what I was going to say earlier. I am me. I like to be known as me. I don't care about the only color that matters is green. Let's be honest, that's true. But in all honesty and respectably, I am me. I'm not a black man. I'm not just a black man. I'm not just a nerd. I'm not just a wrestling fan. I am me. I like to be known as me. For people, especially like Lou and most of my close friends who know this, I think even Will figured it out by now. I am who I am, regardless of what race, color, or creed I am. If you can't see past my skin color, I do not need to know you in my life.
Go fuck yourself. How's that?
Pretty much. Now I'll go back to muting.
Well, I'm going to add in my own 2 cents, and this is just my thing. I think the only way that problem is going to go away is once everybody starts fucking everybody, and there are more mutts running around that are more muddy than I am, then you won't see the ethnicity problem anymore, because then it becomes a class issue.
Exactly.
It no longer becomes a race issue.
Exactly.
So, but that's going to take several generations to go through. And the way the Earth is farting up carbon dioxide these days, we may not get that far. Yeah. So why don't we start fixing our shit right now?
But here's
anyway,
one more point I wanted to add that. I'm sorry to take back over.
You're not dead yet.
Not yet. When you limit yourself to a cardboard box, like, oh, I'm just a black man, that means you don't expand out as far as you honestly should as a human being. Like, I had a crush on a Hispanic girl. Luz could tell you nightmare stories about that one. I had an Asian girlfriend. I had a black girlfriend. I really don't. Two of my best friends are Hispanic. Some of my closest friends are white, black. I don't see them as color. I see them as people. That's how I think the world should operate. Unfortunately, there's more than enough people that don't think the world should operate this way, but that's just my final 2 cents on the matter.
Can I break the fourth wall for a minute?
Go right ahead.
The reason we do this gimmick is because to make fun of all the people that hate in this world.
Yep.
And to put them on blast. That's the whole point about Douchebag Dave.
We're still going to get a whole bunch of heat for this.
This might be our highest viewed episode for the worst reasons.
For the most wrong reasons, indeed.
Anyway,
go on your rant, and we'll go from there.
But everything that went on this week, Douchebag Dave needed to make an appearance just to make fun of the whole situation.
Hey, go ahead, Lou. The stage is yours again.
But here's what I'm trying to say. These guys, in doubt of everything, they went ahead. They made it a success. They made it. They were champions. They were successful. Then after Raw on Monday, they go and they put this fucking picture online of them with the tag belts, with Sasha Banks and with Rich Swann, who are all also black. And instead of just having it be, hey, look, we're the champions, no, you had to put the fucking hashtag Black Excellence on there.
Instead of just saying, hey, we made it because, we made it in spite of being black.
You know, like we didn't make it just because of our skin color. We made it because we deserve to be here. No, you have Black Excellence hashtag on there. The one thing I want to say about that, AJ Styles is a down south redneck. Anyone who knows him, has spent time with him, can tell you that's what AJ is. He's a Southern boy. If he were to go ahead after SmackDown fucking last night, right? Grab The Miz, grab Alexa Bliss, grab the Wyatt family, take a big picture, and put white excellence on there, all of them would have been suspended. Someone please try to tell me that that's not the truth.
Or fired.
Or fired. Someone please tell me that that's not the truth.
That is the truth. Because society's a bunch of crybaby snowflakes. They're sensitive and they need their safe spaces.
Let me interject for just a second here, and I think this is a good point to bring up for that, because here's the thing. So it's not like this happened before. So you know, you're throwing away the contributions that Junkyard Dog made. You're throwing away the contributions that Rufus R. Freight Train Jones made, who was Mid-Atlantic champion. You're throwing away the contributions that Ron Simmons made, first
Ernie Ladd.
Ernie Ladd.
How you can even throw Mark Henry in there?
Mark Henry.
Bad News Brown.
God rest his soul.
Well, Bad News Allen, but you know.
Well, you know, I mean, freaking.
I know.
Rocky Johnson.
Tony Atlas. Speaking of heels.
Tony Atlas. Shit. How many black people have been champions of their territories? And for crying out loud, Ron Simmons and Mark Henry would be the most recent world champions of national promotions.
Well,
Ron Simmons being the WCW champion and Mark Henry being the world heavyweight champion in WWE.
Don't forget Bobo Brazil as well in the late 70s and 60s, you know, with his U.S. title run when he was considered world champion.
True, but was that still considered territorial? Or was that national?
That's more territorial, but even then, WWE would still make mention of the fact that he was the U.S. champion.
Sure.
WWE never acknowledged the other guy's belts.
DiBiase. But also, you got to remember, even though he's mostly Samoan, The Rock.
Yeah.
Nope.
He was still black.
Well, yeah.
Well, that's because of Rocky Johnson.
He's just as big as yours truly.
Oh, God.
He's making some weird movie called The Fast and the Furious.
No, it's the Fate of the Furious is his next one.
It's a bunch of adults playing with Hot Wheels and Power Wheels.
And it's coming out around the same time as Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2. I have no idea.
Guardians of the Galaxy is going to beat that movie.
If anyone hasn't figured it out, the picture that's currently on the screen right now is the one that Biggie has put up on his Twitter. It's the one Luz was talking about.
It wasn't necessary. Them doing that cheapened their legacy.
Which sucks because, well, I don't know about Xavier or Big E. Kofi was essentially Hall of Fame bound at this point.
And what's really sad about it too, Xavier has a PhD.
Oh, good.
Why the hell would you let yourself get caught up? Who knows if WWE is going to do anything about this? Let's be honest.
I don't think they will.
We don't know because, remember, Crime Time did get fired over a racial spat and eventually brought back. Same thing with Alberto Del Rio the first time he got fired. So this is just a wait-and-see approach.
But my point is this. This company fired Hulk Hogan over a recording of a private conversation that he had 4 years ago.
And just remember, apparently Hulk Hogan's penis is 12 inches long, brother.
And Terry Bollea is only about 6.
I was going to say, I thought it was only 10, but hey, was it 12-inch penis? I don't remember. But shit, I forgot what I was going to say.
Hulk Hogan's penis does that to people.
Apparently, that's right. Hogan could have been fired for much worse.
Yeah.
I mean, and as much as he contributed to the wrestling world, and he contributed a lot, he's still a dick. I mean, he is. I mean, and as much of a dick as he is, there are at least 2 Hulkamaniacs. Well, there's at least one Hulkamaniac. I don't know about Douchebag Dave, but there's.
I'm not a Hulkamaniac. I hate Hogan.
Oh, okay.
He wouldn't put him over.
I put myself over on Hulk Hogan. I'll give you the video. It was a cage match too. I got to do the big leg, and I went over the top.
Oh God!
And then I farted in Hogan's face. It was great. I think I may have shit my pants though.
I thought you were Douchebag Dave, not Douchebag Fat 2. Anyway.
Oh man.
Anyway, Hogan could have been fired for much worse. They could have gotten rid of him for much worse. Because suffice to say, stroke in wrestling doesn't work the way it used to. And he got fired for that, and that's he got let go of his contract for that. And that's all I have to say. You keep going.
I know. No, I know. But I mean, and I give Kofi credit for the fact with the damage control letter that he put out.
Oh, did he put out a damage control letter?
Yeah, he actually put. You should go ahead and look that up when you get a chance to. Obviously, not now, but yeah, he did. We didn't mean for it. We're sorry it came across that way to many different people. I'm paraphrasing here. By the way, I meant to freaking add the letter to the notes, but I completely forgot.
It happens. Hastly Kayfabed.
Because I got I actually got kicked out of freaking wrestling groups on Facebook today.
Oh, wow.
Who needs them anyway? A bunch of fucking virgins.
Well, there's a few less people that's going to be watching this week's episode.
Mm-hmm. I got kicked out of a bunch of freaking Facebook groups because it's like I said, I was like, no, it's not right. Because bottom line, and it's like I said before, I mean, Ty, I submitted the picture as well, with the one for the freaking white excellence. If they would have done that, those guys would have been suspended or possibly terminated.
Now, originally that was going to be, the title card was going to share with both things, but I pulled it at the last minute because I didn't know we were going to have time to do this rant, but whatever.
Well, there wasn't much to talk about in terms of actual wrestlings.
Well, yeah, you'd think that a go-home show would have had much more bigger impact. I know they made the whole I know the centerpiece was new. I know the centerpiece...
Oh, I love Tracy Ullman.
I know the centerpiece was New Day breaking Demolition's record, which let's all admit right now, it's half New Day making history, half punishing Demolition for the lawsuit.
Yeah, I'm going to go punishing Demolition.
Like, let's just get that out of the way right now. This was.
Is he involved in the? Were they involved in the lawsuit too?
Oh yeah,
that's the streak.
Oh jeez.
Now, like I said, Demolition still has the record for longest combined reigns. I think that's 600 something days. So New Day still has a way to go to get to that, but yeah, I think this was a way of Vincent saying, "Yeah, fuck you, I can take your history too."
This streak is longer than the streak in Andre's underpants when he fought Jake the Snake Roberts. If you watch the new story time.
Oh God, that's not the only one. I'll save that story later. But let's just say John Nord has a story about.
Oh, I know.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know.
Well, we still have an entirely shitload of time.
Yeah, I
And
know. Let's finish off the rant first before we go into our stories and recommendations.
Actually,
Wasn't there a story you were supposed to tell?
Actually, I was about to say if there's a
story.
Say again?
I have a story that I'm going to tell that's going to get a bunch of laughs out of people.
Well, that'll bring back what little viewers we have left back. Go ahead. Let's finish the rant first.
Once we get, I just want to finish the rant and say I had a lot of respect for New Day for the fact that they made it, and not once did they use the race card, but the fact that doing what they did on Monday night, I lost a ton of respect for them.
I guess with that, I was about to say that since we have a shitload of time left, I could give Lewis but then again, Lewis didn't have time to prepare this, so.
We're already doing the episode in 2 weeks about WrestleMania 3, so that's.
No, I meant pick a scenario and see how well we can book it off our asses, but.
Well, no, actually, I bumped into the change, to put it in a more lighthearted mood.
Go ahead.
We have someone who's here on the show constantly that likes to mention the fact about my power bomb that I used to use on a consistent basis during the yard tard days.
Yes, one of our hosts, before he became less insane, used to powerbomb people. A lot of people. He even got kicked off the wrestling team for powerbombing people.
Yep.
Would that be Sid Vicious?
No, there were no scissors or squeegees with this one, brother.
I'm gonna mute my mic now.
Oh.
But anywho, I bumped into an old friend of mine. And, we're just sitting around shooting shit, and he goes, "Man," he goes, "Do you remember when here in Jersey, there were a lot of backyard feds? There was a time, here in Elizabeth alone, there was one. I'm gonna change the names because I'm sure a lot of these people are gonna be pissed if I mention who they are on this.
I was gonna say, we got another thing to blame Jersey for? Holy shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fuck. Great. So I have a whole state to blame for on those two fucking backyard wrestling fucking games that were on the PS2 and GameCube. The fucking Xbox. Oh, God.
Horrible. But, yeah, anyway, and one of the, you had your upper tier, the promotions for the kids who had money that they actually went out and bought a real ring and stuff like that.
And, of course, it was bought from High Spot, so the ring was going to suck anyway.
Yeah, the High Spots ring, so it's only worth about $10, but they charged $250 for it.
That's it? $250?
At one time,
well,
yeah.
Remember, this was the 1990s, so take with that what you will.
You can go ahead and toss together a cheap boxing ring and take bumps in it like a moron. If you've ever taken a bump in a boxing ring, it's one of the most painful fucking things you can do.
Well, yeah, the whole point is not to fall down.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I digress. During the time, particularly here in the Union/Essex County area, there were 3 big promotions. I'm not going to say the name of the promotions because I don't want to glorify yard tarding. It shouldn't be glorified.
But you're going to glorify your shit anyway.
No, I'm not really going to do it like that. It's just a funny ass story that someone reminded me of. And I'm like, you know what? I have to tell this on the show. Anywho, one of the big promotions around here was run by a certain former ROH world champion that we went to high school with.
Oh, dear.
Where he worked as Hydro.
Hydro.
But yeah, him and his brothers.
Just a question, Lou. Did we go to school with this person?
Yeah, we did.
Okay, I know who it is then, and I'm going to say absolutely nothing.
Me and you personally went to school with his older brother. I was a senior by the time he got there, but we went to school with his older brothers.
Yeah, we won't mention any names just in case he gets hired by the NXT.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. What was it? Black Machismo. Anyway.
Jeez.
But yeah, he had his, they had their own group. They did the cruiser high flying stuff. Then you had the regular group who basically just did the Saturday morning WWE stuff. Then you had the group that was considered the underground group, which is retarded because everything there was underground anyway, but that was the part that we were a part of, the hardcore guys. And one day they decided, you know something? We should do a joint show. Because the one group they didn't have a champion. It was just a bunch of guys. They did a bunch of stuff, and that's it. And the hardcore group had its champion. The cruiser group had their champion. I was the champion for the hardcore guys at the time that this show was being put together. So we get together. We go to the thing. My finish was the powerbomb and the lariat.
Okay.
So we're sitting there, going over stuff. I've never seen none of the stuff from this other group. I was just one of those, oh, fuck them. We're, alpha male. We're the ones that need to be watched. Fuck them. Why are we even doing this? And the buddy who ran our group, who actually just passed away about 2 years ago. I don't know if I ever even made mention of that, but yeah, he passed away about 2 years ago. And he was like, oh, we're going to go out there. Come on, man. We just have some fun, whatever. I'm like, yeah, sure. Okay, why not? We decide to go check out one of their shows. This freaking kid, right? This is the late 90s, mind you. So he's wearing like a fucking Parasuco pants with a freaking starter jacket, chain on, comes to the ring to fucking NSYNC.
Faggot.
Pretty much.
So John Cena except in the boy bands.
Yeah.
Basically, the kids we used to beat up in high school.
There you go.
Oh, jeez.
And he comes with his little music playing. He has his little girlfriend lead him to the ring and stuff like that.
Oh, no.
They're like, you see that guy there, Lou? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, that's who you're going to work. And I just start laughing hysterically.
No.
So we get together, we're sitting there talking, what have you. Like, well, we don't want either champion to look bad. We still want people to pay attention. Everything's going fine. I'm like, yeah, whatever. You know how it would be when they do the NWA versus WWE champion. It would always end in a double count out or whatever the hell would happen.
Yeah, someone gets counted out, so that way the titles don't.
Mm-hmm. That way no one gets, like, really too damaged by what's going on.
Bob Backlund, Harley Race, yes.
Yeah, this fucking little 125-pound piece of shit
God!
is going to look at me and fucking tell me he's going to kick out of my powerbomb. I look over at Fabian. Well, shit, I said the name. Rest in peace, buddy.
Fabian.
Well, he's also dead, so he's not going to get any heat, so...
Yeah, but if we do the show next week and we're reporting Lou got struck with a lightning bolt, we know what happened.
Okay.
There you go. But, anyway, I fucking digress. I'm like, bro, he's not taking my finish. I'm like, no one kicks out of it. And he looks at me, he's like, don't worry, just go ahead, just agree, nod, do whatever. I'm like, all right, fine. I know something is up when the show is getting ready to start and we're getting ready to go out for the match. My buddy, he comes and he stands next to me. He's like, hey. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm coming out with you.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I'm like, seriously? He's like, yeah, I'm coming out with you. So, I'm standing there, getting ready to go out. That fucking NSYNC tearing up my heart faggot shit starts playing. This freaking kid's like fucking doing moonwalking and all that other 90s shit. With his girlfriend and her buddies and all that shit, helps him get into the ring. And he's standing there, they got this boy band playing, and all of a sudden Pantera, Cowboys from Hell hits.
Okay.
And I make my charging way down to the fucking ring. My buddy right beside me climbs into the ring real calm. He's standing next to me the whole time. They're doing like the formal introductions and all that shit. And right before they get ready to finish to ring the bell, he looks at me and he goes, "Shoot."
Oh no.
He looks at me, he goes, "Shoot." I'm like, "You sure?" And he goes,
Oh
"Fuck."
no.
Bell rings.
Um,
Kid comes fucking sashaying up to me, you know? Puts his hand out like with the countdown to 5, 4, 3. Before his finger could get to 1, I booted him right in the fucking gut.
oh God.
I scoop him up for the fucking power bomb, right?
Yeah.
Looking around, there's 2 tables set up.
Oh no.
One table has the logo of this kid's promotion. The other one has the logo for mine. I literally if you seen at Wrestle War 92, I think it was, the power bomb that Sid gave Brian Pillman.
Oh no. Oh no.
Really fucking launched this 120-pound sack of shit. He bounced off of the first table and fell through the second one.
Oh gosh. What the hell?
And he is fucking. And Ty will tell you, I was in pretty decent shape around the time that this fucking happened.
Okay.
You know, I'm not a small guy. I'm fucking. You know, I'm like 6'2". Now I'm like 350. At that time, I was like 260, 275. So I fucking launched this kid. He bounces off. I walk over to his little cheeky girlfriend, who's the referee. Her fucking face is like.
Wait. Hang on a minute. That's nepotism up the wazoo. She's the referee.
Yeah. She's the fucking referee. I grabbed her by the hand. I said, "Come on, sweetheart." I took the fucking mic. I'm like, "Falls count anywhere." Led her over with me. Had her get down to count as I put my boot over her boyfriend's neck and got the fucking 3 count.
At least it wasn't a finger.
Yeah, at least you gave him the Chris Jericho pin. I mean, shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's still just oh God.
So yeah, welcome to.
You know, if that was me, I would have farted right in his face too.
But the response from it, and I look at Fabian, I'm like, "Is that what you wanted, buddy?" He's like, "Jesus Christ."
Dude, I just wanted a little blood. I didn't need that kind of blood. Dude, as I said, when I said get blood, I said a little blood. Didn't mean that much.
So that explains why I saw ambulances heading towards the high school that day.
He just looked at me. He said, "Shoot." I'm like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Shoot." Okay. And I shot.
You didn't just shoot. You fired him out of a cannon. Holy fuck. Oh, fuck, man.
And like literally everyone's there bewildered except for like me and Fabian. We just grab the belts and fucking walk away. We left with their belt on top of that, by the way.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, that's nice.
Idol replica that we had.
That's even nicer.
So that was the end of that promotion, I assume.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Was that belt the independent world title with the huge globe on it, or was it a Walmart Toys R Us belt?
Actually, no. Believe it or not, this was around the time that Figures Inc. released the ECW belts for the first time. So it was the ECW Taz World title. I wish I still had that fucking replica.
Oh, was it the ECW title or was it the FTW title?
It was the ECW one.
It was the ECW one.
They had Taz, and there was like the bloody baseball bats with Taz written on top of it.
Oh,
the
okay.
Taz wore. I think he was the only ECW champion that wore it because they made another version after that. The version that most people know, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the version that they made right before that. Which is basically the same exact belt, but it had Taz logos on either side of the W champion thing. So, great time to be had by all.
Except the
That's
kid,
one.
except the
That's
kid
one way
who,
of putting it.
except the kid who probably went to traction, and his girlfriend who probably had to feed him with a spoon for a week.
Well, if it's a usual bitch, you'd probably leave him for the next best thing.
There's some stories you can't tell.
Like this one time at band camp.
Uh-oh.
God.
So, I meant to say this earlier, now that I'm getting my voice back. You had a chance to either use your recommendation or de-recommendation for the next few weeks, since I know the last week is going to be the best and worst match of the year. So, if you have a de-rec, you can also use that as well this week. I have nothing because I was dying for all week long, and my nose
I
is
have a
still stuffy.
de-recommendation, by the way.
Oh no.
And it's on YouTube.
Of course, it's on YouTube.
It's Ric Flair versus the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh no.
Okay.
It's literally, and Rick always used to tell me, he said, "Kid, I could have a great match with anybody. I could even have a great match with a broomstick." And then I saw that match, and I realized that Ric Flair is a lying sack of shit.
Is this where he shattered Flair's eardrum with the freaking clapping?
I have no idea, but I just know it was a typical Warrior match, which says a lot about it, actually.
Oh God.
Ric Flair couldn't even make Ultimate Warrior look good. Ric Flair.
That's just sad.
When Rick fucking Rude could get a good match out of the Ultimate Warrior, Ric Flair can't. So it makes you wonder who should have really been the NWA World Champion.
To be fair, it was a Herculean effort by Rude to get a good match out of Warrior.
But it still happened 3 times.
They literally said Rude would go to the back and almost put his fist through the freaking wall.
I think Flair just didn't want the stress after seeing what Rude had to go through.
Probably.
There was one thing on last week's show that I did forget to mention that I do want to get out. Last week was Rick Rude's birthday.
That's right. I wouldn't have been like, I forget what.
He would have been 58, I believe.
58.
Rick is one of those guys that, to me, doesn't get enough recognition. He's one of the best heels that ever did it besides Flair.
Sure.
You know, he had matches with every champion that mattered. He did face Hogan during the Hulkamania era. He actually even had matches with Savage.
Yes, he did.
Savage was champion. You lucky bastards on the West Coast, you got to get the main events with freaking Savage and Rude. We didn't get them around here. We only got to see fantastic matches. Like the last card they had at the WWE had at our local high school with Brutus Beefcake versus Tito Santana.
Oh God.
Oh God. Did you guys get WWE banned from Elizabeth?
Oh, when they went to the Ritz Theater where we bombed Jarrett's car with garbage. And where he came out and tried to freaking get in our faces, we kept throwing acorns at his limo, so we freaking pelted him with eggs and garbage.
You guys are nuts.
Yeah, and that's why they stopped coming.
It's not like it's nothing compared to ECW at the Dunn Sports Center.
Oh, that's another wonderful story.
They broke all the school's furniture and shit.
Yeah, ECW had our show at our local high school. It was going to become a regular thing.
Oh no.
Then New Jack and Cronus had to work the Dudley Boys on that show. They proceeded to break thousands of dollars in the school's equipment.
Mind you, this is the only high school in the entire city which has usually 1,000 students per class, so 1,000 seniors, 1,000 juniors, 1,000, you know what I mean, and only one gym.
Oh, jeez.
They damaged the bleachers.
Hard
Oh my!
wooden bleachers.
And they managed to break those.
Yeah, freaking Dreamer took a bump into the freaking where the sportcasters would sit, and they broke the freaking soundboards in there.
I should also note that this is a very costly school. I should add, this isn't cheapo. Well, okay, this isn't top tier high, but none of the stuff is super cheap either.
But this was in 1997, dude. The fact that they had broadcast equipment and stuff like that in there that got so badly damaged.
Oh, God.
It was literally the last wrestling show allowed in that school.
I'll bet. Shit.
One point where freaking... I actually have the show on DVD, by the way. I recently bought it from RF Video.
What, the last Elizabeth wrestling show?
Yeah, I actually bought the DVD from fucking RF. And they go to give New Jack the freaking 3D. And he smashes a keyboard over freaking Bubba's head to break it up.
One of these days you gotta send me a link and we gotta pass it around. We'll just do a one side episode of just us watching it and going, what the fuck?
Because the sad thing is the rest of the show was really fucking good. It's just when they started smashing shit up in there, that's when, I think Mr. Dunn was still alive then, and they were like, oh, we'll never have wrestling in here again.
No shit!
Gee, I wonder why.
Yay, CW.
So now that we know where they're going to send the bomb planes to, since we just know what city most of us are in.
Oh,
well,
man.
they still haven't. We still haven't found where Douchebag Dave is. So
I'm in Hollywood. Come get me, liberals.
well, that's a general city also, so that works.
Yeah, you got a recommendation before I give mine?
I'll be doing that chick from Full House.
You got a recommendation or a D recommendation this week?
I already gave you my D recommendation.
I meant Will, dude.
I got nothing because I've been playing a lot of Destiny, but I'll get into that off show. Just not last I checked. Anyway,
self-service doesn't count. Dave.
Yeah, really.
We have a friend named Dave that probably watches this show. He's probably gonna wonder what the hell's going on for half of it.
No, he's probably having a fucking heart attack laughing at me telling that fucking backyard story. He's probably telling his girlfriend a more exaggerated version.
Here's the sad thing. If it was down to two hosts, I was gonna see if Dave was willing to be an emergency co-host, but...
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Me and Dave live mics.
Oh god, if that was a
you already gave Douchebag Dave a live mic.
No, I meant the Dave we know. The Dave we grew up with. Oh god. What's your recommendation?
By the way, I'm getting paid for this, right?
No.
Check's in the mail, brother.
Yeah, right next to the one that's marked Dixie Carter and Paul Heyman.
Oh, I heard about those. Those are to say your checks are going to bounce like a rubber ball.
Oh, man. But for my match recommendation, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. The New Day may be the longest reigning WWE Tag Team Champions ever, but the Demos still are the longest reigning WWF Tag Team Champions ever. And that can never be taken from them. So my match recommendation is WrestleMania 4, The Demolition versus Strike Force. That's where it all began.
Why did I suddenly for some odd reason remember the Road Warriors and Ahmed Johnson versus the Nation of Domination?
Because it's a typical night in Chicago.
Good point. They did call it the Chicago Street Fight.
It was a Chicago street fight. Yes, it was.
That and the Hart Austin match are the only matches people remember. Oh wait, and that's all. And Sid shit himself.
Anything? Oh yeah, that's right. There is something else we have to add because we actually have to watch a TNA show for once. Because last week, Matt Hardy finally announced total nonstop deletion.
Oh boy, TNA's getting canceled. Awesome.
So the whole thing is going to be filmed from the Hardy compound. It's going to have TNA stars there. It's going to have Shane Helms and his crew there. I guess the tag team titles and the women's titles going to be on the line.
The Rock and Rolls are going to fucking be there.
But then again, the Rock and Roll Express will do anything for $5,000.
I know New Day's been sent an invitation, but I highly doubt Vince is going to let them accept now that they're holding the record and the belts.
Mm-hmm. Apparently, Matt even went and invited Goldberg.
Well, he's invited everybody. I didn't hear about Goldberg. I heard about Bray Wyatt though.
Okay, yeah. Basically for the Goldberg one on their YouTube channel, to try to stick it to Matt, WWE put up where Goldberg squashed Matt on Raw that one time. So Matt, commented on the video and goes into this huge tirade of, "Oh, you showed Goldberg destroy my weakened former self. I now invite Goldberg to attend total nonstop deletion."
Well, he's having fun with it. Good for him.
I think he even said in an interview that the whole thing is supposed to be just for fun. You don't take it too seriously. And that's what he saw was the biggest problem between when the New Day and the Wyatt feud is they're taking it too seriously. Whereas clear, no one's taking this seriously when you watch any of this stuff. Everybody's having fun. Everybody's having a good time. The audience is having a good time. At the end of the day, that's the point of entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but to bring Goldberg in, TNA would actually have to write something called a check.
Oh, don't worry. They'll get Goldberg
out of real paper and not that, stuff you make erasers out of.
Well, don't worry. They'll get Goldberg Jr. I think his name is Ryback.
Still, they need to write an actual check with actual money.
Well, can't they have the Fight Network do that now?
Because remember, the only thing you can do with Monopoly money is tip the waitress at the local Hooters.
Jeez.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. It's not even over yet.
It's not even over yet.
Reid is going to listen to this episode and go, "What the fuck did I miss?"
And that's why it's the best episode ever. No Reid. Douchebag.
Yes.
Can you say that?
Didn't I already make the
I'm sure Reid's going to tell us about the adventure he had with Donald Duck and Mickey.
Oh God!
Until he realizes they're just illegals in a costume.
Didn't I make the Minnie Mouse?
Pretty much come January, all those cartoon characters you see at Disney, except for the princesses, are going to be gone.
Didn't I make the Minnie Mouse joke earlier?
No, but there was a Donald Duck joke or two about there.
No, I said it during the opening. I think I said something along the lines of, "Well, Reid's not here. He's probably chasing Minnie Mouse to look up her skirt all over Disney World." So.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, but that would require he's actually interested in women.
We know you're gonna give it right back to us when you get back. So you have a week to get your counter jokes ready.
We're fucked anyway.
Anybody want to add anything else?
John Nord.
Yes, tell the story, please.
Has a story about. Was he working with Dusty at the time? I think he was working with Dusty at the time. Okay. Now, for those of you who don't know who John Nord is,
Huss.
If you, that's all you got to say is Huss, Huss, Huss. There was an old wrestler that started off as the Viking, but then went into the Berserker. Which is funny because that's what Sheamus's gimmick is. Anyway, anyway, Nord, I guess, had a story, and he's sitting this at I saw this on a Botchamania, where he's talking about a story about how people were preparing for matches, and I guess the bigger individuals, and by bigger I don't mean more muscular, I mean like Dusty's shape. bigger. We're not necessarily as hygienic as they should be. And was he working with Dusty, or who was he working with? I forget what it was. Was it Dusty or
with Dusty, or Dusty was there? I haven't heard the story in forever.
And so what ends up happening, and the reason why I'm reminded of this is because you had to mention Andre and a streak. And I guess what was going on was he might have been working with someone like Dusty, or he was working with Dusty, and he was shoving like paper towels down his ass. and putting them in strategic places. And I'm sitting here going, what the? He's like, what the fuck? And there was a term for this. I don't remember what the term was called.
Called a muffler.
The muffler.
Was that the muffler? I don't remember. Yeah, it was the muffler. I think it was. So they're working the match, and Nord goes to pile drive. I honestly think it was Dusty. I think Nord is pile driving Dusty.
Playboy Buddy Rose.
Was it Bloody Rose?
I think it was Buddy Rose. Now that I think about it.
There was a pile driver involved.
Guy taking a pile driver.
There's a guy taking a pile driver, and the muffler comes out of the guy's tights. And it's covered in like shit and blood, and it's like... That is the real definition of a windjammer, folks. I mean, just the agonizing cries of a very stuck turd. Anyway, speaking of stuff that Lance Russell will laugh at.
Just remember, it's hard to keep your ass clean when your ass cheeks are as big as Dolly Parton's tits.
What the fuck? What the fuck did I sign up for? In the words of the late great Johnny Carson, since when did I lose control of the show? He lost control a long time ago.
You had control of the show. I've always had control of the show.
Exactly. I don't think anybody had control of the show since the beginning. So
I just hit record and we just go until we got tired of going.
There's another interesting story involving Andre the Giant.
Here we go.
Andre, I heard this story from a couple of people. I even heard it from Hacksaw Duggan himself.
Oh gosh, is this before or after the Coke?
Was this the one Hacksaw said on Story Time?
Not the one that was told on Stories Time about the giant juice, where Andre's singlet wrung out into his mouth and he puked. No, this is when Andre was still with Heenan at the time, and Heenan very rarely did house shows. Only in the big cities Heenan would come with Andre, and this happened. I think it was in L.A. He said that it was, and freaking around this time, this is when Andre was sick, and when Andre was sick, Andre would lose control of his bowels.
Oh no.
So he goes.
Not even a muffler would help that.
He tosses Duggan into the corner, and does the butt bumps. The spot that Andre used to do.
Yes.
Hit you the butt and the stomach till you fall over and sit in the corner.
Yeah.
Duggan's sitting in the corner, and Heenan's in fucking hysterics, and he goes, "Boss, give him the mudslide."
What?
Heenan shouts up, "Boss, give him the mudslide." And Andre proceeds to stick his shitty ass in Hacksaw's face, sitting on him while he's in the corner. And that's a wonderful thought to leave you children with.
Oh, God.
A 500-pound giant shitting himself sitting on you.
Didn't he also do that to Bad News Brown?
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
Apparently.
You see,
now that we've
glad...
tarnished the image of Fezzik forever for those of people who have watched The Princess Bride,
you see,
which I still haven't, but still.
You see, now I'm glad I drunk my tea before you said that story. I think I would have puked it out by now.
Oh.
Just remember 2 words. I'm farting.
Oh, God.
Watch WWE Story Time if you never got a chance, dude. That is
Oh,
some...
I've got one more from dealing with Wayne Ferris. I got to tell this one too.
Hey,
Oh no,
go!
Wayne Ferris. Okay.
Wayne Ferris, better known as a honky tonk man for those who don't know.
John,
this really is the Heat episode.
Yeah, John, I think I told you about this one. Freaking.
Who's John?
Some fat douchebag.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
But I think John told you, Dave, didn't he?
Oh my God! But you guys remember there was actually a point in time after Honky lost the Intercontinental title to Warrior, they actually had a feud on the house show circuit.
Right.
Every night during those matches, if you watch any of them back from the old house show broadcast, they would always do the spot where Jimmy Hart would get press slammed into Honky. So one night, after the show is done, Honky's sitting in the back, and Jimmy Hart comes over to him more high pitched than usual.
Oh, jeez.
And he's like, the way Honky does it, I can't get the pitch the way that Honky do it, tell it. He's like, Honky, I can't be doing these matches anymore, Daddy. Jim keeps grabbing my balls, Honky.
Okay.
He keeps squeezing my balls for that press slam, Daddy. It needs to stop.
That's why he was higher pitched than usual. Okay. He was having compressed scrotum syndrome.
Warrior would literally just snatch you up for that press slam and crush your fucking junk.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That from various people.
Now, see, the thing is, most people are wearing a cup, so you wouldn't have to worry about it as much, I assume.
Not really.
When was the last time a manager needed to wear a cup, though?
Gosh.
Currently during a Cleveland Cavaliers game. All those kicks to the balls.
Oh,
or is that the Golden State Warriors? I'm not sure.
Well, what else can be said?
Oh, God.
I don't even know if we could leave it on that note, but we might just have to.
We just might have to. I think "thank you, fuck you, bye" is probably
the most. Oh, we forgot the classic "fuck the Bucks."
Yeah, fuck those fags.
We said about it else.
Oh, God.
So now that we enemies off pretty much everybody in the wrestling industry, including the backyard one.
Oh my God!
We'll
Who's
see.
Gonna get the good night, everybody?
We'll see. We'll hear from you guys next. We'll be back next week. Hopefully with less hate. Hopefully with less hate mail.
I've got shit to do.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. I'm hitting the stop record button right now.